Let's continue to sell stuff at Oriflames. I don't know why I stopped that. Haven't really. Wow, almost 140. I really just want to get these books done, and then I can start doing expeditions. And I think while doing expeditions, I will try to get people so that I can use in the spider gates. So yeah, it's going to be complicated and multitasky, but it will probably work. Partridge claims to have identified consistent features among those who ascended. All of them had passed the stag door and were counted known. All of them spoke to the candidate invocation or a greater rite at the start of their ascension, and all of them were rich. So that lines up. Good for us. More lantern. Let's see what we have. The high mysteries of the innermost chamber of our church solar. The high mysteries of the innermost chamber of our church solar, secret rites of the church of the unconquered sun, which held power in the last two histories. The church is chiefly worshipped, the sun in splendor, the original undivided sun. But this text also includes the devotions of its aspects as the chilly winter dawn and the departing sunset, as well as the maniscape, the sun's night self. Priests of the church were all male, but rites are also included which allowed women to cross ceremonially to manhood. Interesting. I want to get down on the secret histories ones, because whoa, 13, that's quite the bounty. Let's leave those two silver spintria there. There's really no point. I have more than enough money. Maybe I need some alternate currency at some point. And I'm gonna get more, but you know, just let's save it for the rainy day. There's nothing too bad can come of it. I'm gonna do a thing, just so we're not completely wasting time here. I'm going to start recruiting the hanger-ons. There is very little point in doing this. The hanger-ons are just really, really bad followers. They all have edge 2, I think. And I think also 2 in their own aspects. Each aspect has one hanger-on associated with it. You can know by the color of their background. They are unique. You can find 2 hanger-ons of the same aspect. And yeah, just so that we're doing something. And we can we sell anything else? I could sell some paint. I don't know how much this would generate. If it's enough, I may use it, because why not? So like it generated 2 funds. I think that would be better spent if I am so inclined to just use it inside of a painting. And that would have, theoretically, especially if used correctly, that could have a better return of investment. Doesn't really matter because, yeah, we are quite wealthy at this point. Got some fascination, great. Ooh. The church's highest rites were performed in the concursum, the chamber of the month's heart, where the hours were known to pass. These rites include salutations to known solar hours, the Grail, the Ring Wand, the Honored Axe, and the Thunderskin. Okay. Let's see what we can get with the secret history stuff. The Morphe Codex. in which a priestess of the Sisterhood of the Knot claims to have discerned the true meaning of the Thunderskin's birth. The writer credits the Red Grail, the Ring Yon, and the Honed Axe, the power the Sisterhood reveres, with agreeing a final treaty between the Hours of the House and the Hours they had displaced. The Thunderskin loved Leon, and the Grail destroyed him, as restitution for slaying the Honed Axe sisters and brothers. I am almost entirely sure I already read exactly this, like not even half an hour ago. That's weird. Do I have a fleeting reminiscence? I do. I just want to get this fascination out of here. Okay, we've got another pawn. I'll be honest with you, one of the things you can do with the pawns is that you can sacrifice them by turning them into prisoners. I won't say likely, but I am liable to do that. I will try my best to actually try to kidnap some people though, just because it just feels appropriate. Another pawn. Let's get one more. I'm just going to convert as many people as I can. The Morvi Codex. The Thunderskin entered the Mansus through the Peacock Door, a privilege never given to the witch and sister. But then their merit was much less. The writer admits that the entry through the Peacock Door is unseemly, but insists that under the circumstances there was no other way. Another Forbidden Epic. What is this again? Yeah, Glimmering Erudition. I may actually find myself in a place, especially after I begin doing the expeditions, where joining these up would be viable. But anyway, let's see. I do have a Nock book, okay. I have so little Nock lore, but I think it's because, yeah, you can subvert any lore of the same level to Nock. Oh, but you need a Dread. Ugh. Huh. Yeah, that's the catch. You don't get a lot of Nock lore, but you do. But you can't merge it with anything. Let me try an example here. Yeah, I have a lot of like 4 Moth of this same level. Any lore studied with Nock becomes Nock. Yeah. So to do this, we would need to supply Erudition and Dread as per these things over here, and maybe even Glimmerings and Fascination. So this is one heck of a trial. Yeah, we're not doing that, but but that's how you do it. Let's go back to this. Oh, this is in VAC as well? Oh, god damn it. This one's good? Yeah. The Tantra of Worms. The entomologist Juliana Zawitowski eventually came to insist that the text was written by insects inhabiting a human skin. She never presented evidence for her claim. The Tantra explains various less than practical countermeasures against the worms, the serpents which are not serpents. Moth and Winter are closest to them, and so understand their weaknesses, but both have their own perils. The lion's myth curses them, but that's not recommended for mortals. Only 2 to go. Only 2 to go, and then we can switch gears and start venturing into the unknown. Let's do we have more handguns? We do. Let's do this. I need one quite high. Oh yeah, this. God damn it. This is probably why I will be counting on books for the foreseeable future. Go back to work. Potential of worms. The worms have always been eager to inhabit us. Here are the practices which make us inhospitable to them. There are diagrams. The diagrams are not good to look upon, and none of the practices they depict would allow the subject to survive. It's interesting that it gives us winter. The incandescent tantrum. Michael Blockley, the eccentric iron magnate, was fond of quoting from this tantrum. Blockley died in a factory fire. Dialogues with an entity called the Crucible Prince. The prince warns about the appetites of his mistress, the burning queen, and the peril of the naked desire she shares with the sun, but professes his loyalty nonetheless. Nevertheless, anyway. Do we have? Yes, we have one more. And maybe after this I could potentially start speaking on exoteric matters just to keep the thing busy. Back to work. A right which changes is necessary. What? A right which changes is necessarily a right which destroys. But a great change requires a destruction of savage extent. Nice. I wonder. No, I can't. The peacock door only accepts 2. It doesn't accept lore at all. So here we are, our final book. The Geminiad. A fragile manuscript illuminated with twin shapes of sad and luminous beauty, and with all the phases of the moon. It might be as old as the 17th century, but the language, Fuchsin, is much older. Coral decorates its cover, and its page edges are sharp enough to slash a throat. I have made notes towards the translation, now I can study it, okay. These pages outline the nature and the doctrines of an hour that demands the union of what is at rest, an hour that is sought at the water's edge and beneath the moon, the witch and sister. The language is naughty, poetic, willful. I'll take some untangling. It will take some untangling. Okay. There we go. Oh, what a mess. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess. I need to start throwing some lore over that other side over there. I just found a book that I can sell. You, I don't need you anymore. Go back to work. Let's see what we got. Oh, wow. Wow. Read the Geminiad. The Geminiad reminds us that the witch and sister has been known to manifest as sister and witch, and that this face may heal, while the other face is always hungry. It implies connections between the witch and sister and the hours of the wood, especially the secret keeper called the Velvet. But it is ambiguous on whether the witch and sister is a wood hour proper. And it speaks at length about the sadness of the two who are one, the sadness that remains from their time as flesh. The Rite of the Crow Quenching. That's it. I don't think we have that one. Did you mean he had red? Why am I getting this book back? But the book itself has power. The book is a tool. Interesting. We got some moth. Wow, we got some grail. And we got some hearts. Wow, this is quite the collection indeed. So, oh no, we have one more. God damn it. I was about to say that was a very good book to end on. But let's screw this up. The world does not weep. Brown Joshua found this in a well in Hamath. There is an unlikely story that it is abandoned by Alexander during his retreat from Issus. The unknown adept who wrote this proclaims, "The world forgets, but the ivory dove does not." The text contains a number of prescriptions for ensuring that certain acts are remembered, including a rite which requires a sacrifice in a particular monstrous mode. Let's see. Okay, we got some stuff. Can I sell anything else? Aside from like paint or whatever. I don't think I can. Our work is done. I am just going to let it rot for a while. I'm not going to get back to work immediately. Instead, I'm going to work on this commission since now I have a proper lore for it. And this should put us on a path of things that we want. The world does not weep. The hours try to bury the memory of what happened to the wheel, the flint, the tide, and the seven coiled. But the dove won't permit it, nor will he permit what happened to the first egg to be forgotten, although it is perhaps the one thing that the watchman might ever forgive. Ooh. Rite of the Beast's Division. We're getting some new rites now. That's pretty cool. So what does this say? So this is a thing that I've been not doing as well as I probably should, which is to actually read the lore that we get from the books. I may start to actually have to do that. It's a little bit too late to go after and read all of the lore now, or maybe it isn't. Maybe I'll do that next time. But let's just get this one, the Invocation of the Ivory Dove. There is a power that commemorates and grieves, from whom nothing is taken, but who cannot be deceived. You might expect to be able to crush him in your hand into bird bone fragments. Use this in a rite with Martinis Pace and assistants dedicated to knock or other wrestlers of equal power to summon a maid in the mirror. I want this to end, and then I'm gonna try to see if I can summon something. I don't think I have anything else to study currently. Okay, we have our reasons dimmed. Got our lore back. And we have our work done, which I can present back to Count Jennings. It took me forever, but I did it.